Hey guys, so first of all, I'm sorry for MIA for about a week now, but anyway, today in this video is going to be a product review, and the product that I'm going to review is actually from Crayola, and this is the Model Magic Clay, and another one is the Crayola Air Dry Clay, and both of them are air dry clay, meaning you do not have to bake them, you just simply expose them to the air and they will get dried in a day. It's kind of like cured or hardened in a day. And the difference between the two clay is that the Model Magic Clay will, once they get dried, once they're cured, they'll get soft and squishy. It's basically a soft squishy clay, and this air dry clay is actually kind of like a hardened clay. And this retailed for about $4.99 in Michaels in Canada, and I could not find this in Walmart, so I'm not quite sure if the Walmart at your area will carry it. If you cannot find it, just buy them from Michaels. And this one is $6.99 from Walmart, while Michaels run for $10, like $9.99. So I'll definitely recommend you guys to buy it from Walmart for $7. And this is in white. $7 for 1.13 kg is a really good deal, if you ask me. So now I'm gonna just tell you guys whether you should just spend your money on this clay, because you can actually make it yourself, the air dry clay. To make air dry clay, you can simply go to YouTube and put cold porcelain clay. How to make cold porcelain clay. You can actually make it yourself at home, and you can just put on YouTube and say soft squishy clay, how to make squishy clay, and there are recipes out there showing you how to make squishy clay at your house, you by yourself basically. So the good things about this is that you can blend it. So if you want to buy this, I'll definitely recommend you guys to buy the kind of primary colors, like red, yellow and blue, because you can get all kinds of color from primary color by blending them. And the texture itself for the Model Magic Clay is actually they are really foamy, kind of like spongy, like this is how they look like, and it's really spongy, and they don't smell bad at all. And make sure, because they're air dry clay, meaning they'll get hardened if they get exposed to the air, so I'll definitely recommend you guys to keep it in a container, kind of like avoid all the all the air around it by like putting in a vacuum pack or in a container. For the air dry clay too, how I keep it is actually I keep them in a kind of like a plastic wrap, and I put it inside, and I just close it up so that it will last forever. I mean, it won't harden if it got exposed to the air. So let me just talk about the Model Magic Clay first. I'll definitely think that if you have some money to spare, you can just buy the primary colors. You can actually, I definitely recommend you guys to try and make it yourself, because $5 for 4 ounces is really expensive if you ask me. And the thing that I like about it is that it's really easy. It comes in color, meaning that you can do all kinds of creations without adding any color. But the thing is that it looks ugly when you paint them on. It kind of like, the clay itself doesn't work very well with acrylic paint. Like after I finish the creations and I try to put my kind of acrylic paint and draw faces on it, it kind of looks ugly. And the material is really kind of like very light compared to the air dry clay, which I used the air dry clay, this one, to make this domo cone. It kind of like really heavy compared to this one. This one is really like foamy and spongy, kind of like, when I first kind of like dry it for the first day, it gets really kind of like squishy, but this one has been dry for like a couple of months, so it's kind of like really hard now. So if you're expecting your clay to be really squishy for like the whole entire lifetime, it won't work like that. It's just gonna be squishy for a couple of days, but after you just let them, keep them like anywhere for like months, then you could just gonna get really hard. See, it's really brittle. Even you think it's squishy, don't kind of like like press them really hard, they're gonna break and they're gonna tear and crack. So that's what I don't like about the squishy clay. So I don't think it worth like $6 for you to buy this squishy clay for something that don't get squishy after a while. It's just like a couple of days it gets squishy, but after that it just get really rock hard. And And yeah, so you cannot and besides that, like polymer clay, if you have tried polymer clay, you know that if you put acrylic paint, you can actually change the color of the polymer clay. This does not work with the Model Magic Clay. Even if you add all kinds of color paint onto the clay, it doesn't work. It just doesn't blend. The only way for you to get other colors is to get two Model Magic Clay and just kind of like blend them together, and you get a different color. So I hope it makes sense, because I kind of don't think it worth the money, because considering it doesn't even get squishy after kind of like after a few days, it just get rock hard. But the thing is, it's kind of spongy. See, it doesn't make a sound, but this one from the Air Dry Clay, they make a sound. So I definitely recommend you guys to actually go and make it yourself. Like type on YouTube, say soft squishy clay, how to make squishy clay. There are tons and tons of videos showing you how to make squishy clay. And now let me talk about the air dry clay. Even though the color says it's white, it's actually not white at all. It would be kind of like ivory or kind of like beige color if you ask me. And this one, it cure in a day. It means you just put and let it expose to the air for like a day, it will get hardened by itself. I kind of don't like to use the air dry clay. I prefer to use polymer clay, even though it kind of like, the reason being that because it's not white like cold porcelain clay. Even when I try to add color into it by adding acrylic paint into it, like I want to get red, I put acrylic paint red color, it doesn't change. It kind of takes forever for the clay to change color. So what I usually do is I just let them cure, like let them sit for a day, and then they get hardened, and I paint it. So all my creation I have to paint it after I let them sit for a while. And it's kind of like a pain in the butt, because for me, I kind of think that I'd rather just put color in it and get tons of red color, tons of blue color, and just make my creations and get over it. But now I have to kind of paint it after it kind of hardens, so it kind of like quite a hassle, and it's not really pure white color. So I feel that it's better for you to buy the real cold porcelain or air dry clay from Michael's or any craft store than this one, because it's not really white. It's kind of like a beige color. And I definitely recommend you guys to make your own cold porcelain clay, which is an air dry clay, because it kind of is really cheap to make your own clay. And it's kind of like a white transparent color. It's kind of like a translucent color, the cold porcelain clay. It's not really opaque white, it's translucent color, and you can add all kinds of paint into it to get your own colors that you want, compared to this where I can't really get any color out of this. Like I add so much paint and it still doesn't blend, so it's really annoyed me. So there you have it, my review. So I definitely recommend you guys to either buy other clay or make your own clay for air dry clay. So that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been really busy making kind of like a canes, polymer clay canes, and raisins. So yeah. So after I kind of like experiment with different things for resin, and I'll make more videos about resin. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, just put the comment down below, and hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.